What's up, everybody? Dan from the Headwaters Kayak Shop, and I've got Moo Moo Outdoors.
Hey guys.
And we're going to do a viewer's rig on his kayak, but we're going to get into the nitty-gritty details. So if you guys follow my channel, you know we talk a lot about fishing kayaks and kayak fishing. If you guys watch Moo Moo Outdoors channel, this guy is living it. He's out there fishing, what, 2-3 times a week?
I try to.
Every different kind of species you can imagine, from sturgeon to lake trolling to ocean fishing to crabbing, you name it. And he has his boat set up for all those different styles of fishing. So we're going to get a detailed look at your boat today, and you can show us some of your systems, including a really cool Hercules anchor system. So we're going to talk about that. Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it.
So Moo, what kind of kayak do you have here? What have you been using?
This is a Revo 11, Hobie Revolution 11.
And it looks like an older one.
It's a 2003. It's got the older seat.
2013.
I'm sorry, 2013.
Yeah, that's all right. So yeah, it's got the older seat. And I'm noticing a lot of, looks like DIY mods on here. There's no fancy smancy Hobie accessories. It looks like you kind of figured it out as you went, huh?
I call it poor man's rigging.
Yeah, I love it. Well, tell me a little bit about how you have it set up. I see you have a few different systems on here. So talk me through what you have rigged on it, and then what kind of fishing you do with the different setups.
Well, I pretty much have everything on the kayak right now that I use. But this all includes freshwater, saltwater, trolling, sturgeon fishing, everything. But if I go into little detail on the species, basically this is a Downrigger, and I use a Scotty lake trawler Downrigger.
And I see you set it up with braid as opposed to the cable it comes with.
I use an 80-pound braid instead of the cable for safety reason. If you get snagged, 80-pound will break much easier than 100-pound or 200-pound at the wire.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a Scotty flush mount.
Looks like it's seen some salt in its life.
Yeah, probably.
Love it. Yeah, basically this is an extension, and then you've got it on a 438 gear head.
Gear head extender and a Scotty rod holder. So my rod will go across, and then I'll be trolling on that side of the kayak.
Okay, so the rod bends over, and then it hooks up to your downrigger, and then I'm assuming you run a weight, and that's how you get your line down. Cool.
Typically when I go rock fishing or bass fishing, I just leave this up like this, and basically just some place to put the rod in it while I'm fishing.
So just like a kind of like a stager as opposed to using it for trolling.
Or sometimes I use this to troll stripers or halibut. I find it much easier to grab the rod out of the tube instead of trying to grab the rod out of the rod holder itself.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. We use a lot of the Zuka Tube tubes just for that reason, or the AR tubes.
Yeah,
now.
I'm really interested in the AR tube.
Yeah, it's really cool how that works.
And for sturgeon fishing, same Scotty gear head extender, and I basically attach a rod balancer. Because as you know, the sturgeon bites are really subtle or really tiny, and this will, unless you have like really soft rod tip, you're not going to be able to tell that you're actually getting a bite. So having the rod balancer, you can see every little tiny bumps or bites or nibbles. And
how do you tell the difference of like your boat just moving in swell as opposed to a bite?
You have to experience it for yourself. You can kind of tell.
Yeah.
With it.
Well, I watched your videos, and you could tell the rod does bounce a little bit, but it's so subtle. It's incredible. If you guys haven't seen the video of him out in San Pablo Bay catching a sturgeon on his kayak, you got to check that out.
Stern side, if I'm going bass fishing, I basically use this milk crate with some PVC tubing. I typically carry 5 to 6 rods, so I have room for 6. If I'm out on the salt or in delta, if I need more than 2 rods, I use that.
I see you have it all off to one side as opposed to some guys will have it go all the way across. Their reason for that?
Yeah, the reason is if I do catch a fish, I like to swing the fish over to the stern, and if I have on the both side, it would be hard for me to swing it.
Right.
Swing
So
it
you
back,
land your fish on the left side basically, and then
Yeah.
you transport the fish back here in the tank well.
Yes.
Sweet. All the little subtle things you don't think about until you actually use your boat and live with it for a while.
And if I'm only using 1 or 2 rod, I don't even bring this. 1 rod goes here and 1 rod goes there.
And then you always have your net there on your left-hand
on
side.
The left-hand side.
So do you use different size nets for different fish, or is this
Yes,
sort of
I
your
do.
go-to?
This is for pretty much trout, bass, little fish, and I use bigger net for stripers, sturgeon, salmon, halibut.
Cool. So this is a Revo 11. What drew you to the Revo 11 out of all the boats?
I would love to have a Revolution 13, but at the time when I first got it, I wasn't sure if Revolution 13 will fit in my house. So I don't have a garage, so I have to carry my kayak through the front door, through the living room, through the dining room, and to the back patio.
Priorities. I love it.
So that's why I picked up Revo 11 instead of 13. But I did try it with Revo 13. It's really tight, but I know that now that I'm able to make it through the house.
So you think we'll see you upgrade to a Revo 13 this year?
Pretty soon.
And why Revo as opposed to an Outback? I know a lot of guys are asking that question. Like, why would you buy a Revo if the Outback has all these other things? But, you know, speak to that a little bit.
I feel that Revo, the slim design is much faster and it cuts through the wave, especially when you're surf launching, much easier, and surf landing as well. And my knee is not that great, so I need a boat that I can paddle a little bit easier than the wider kayak.
So I just want to talk to that a little bit because I think that is huge. Here's a guy that fishes all the time and lives with his kayak, and talking about efficiency. It's not about going fast necessarily. It's about how many miles do you want to go on your tank of gas, which is your energy level. And definitely like any of the narrower, sleeker kayaks are going to give you a lot more gas mileage. So people often think that stability is like the number one thing. In fact, the customers were just here and we were talking about stability is everything. But if you actually spend some time on the water, you'll find that the efficiency is actually almost more important, and stability. A lot of these boats are really stable.
They are stable. Like once you get used to it, I mean, it's just as stable as Outback. Personally,
right, and your size too. So like, you know, you're not. What height and weight?
5'8" on a good day, and 160 on a good day.
So a little bit smaller, but a boat that's very proportionate to his size. So you got little side note. I don't want you to get hung up too much about stability. Find the right boat that works for you and your needs. So as we walk bow to stern, I noticed a couple things. I noticed the poor man's keel strip there.
Yes, it's the Gorilla duct tape. I put about 4 to 5 strips there. That will last me about 4 to 6 months. Depends on how rough I be with it.
Do you do the whole keel? It looks like a good chunk of it, huh?
Yeah. On the bottom is like one strip.
Okay.
Yeah, one layer. But the bow and the stern, or the keel is 4 to 5 layers. So
for those of you that are wondering, they do make a keel strip for this stuff, and it runs about, I want to say like $6 a foot for the 3-inch stuff. But you know, Gorilla Tape works good too. We did that on Out West with Chris's boat. Maybe on your Revo 13 because it'll be new.
Oh yeah.
We'll do the proper keel strip. All right, so walking back, you got the front hatch. What do you use that for?
Front hatch. I don't usually use it much unless like I have to take off my because the weather gets hot. Take off my jacket, then I'll just put in the dry bag and then put in the hatch. And down here, where my transducer is.
Well, it's a through-hole transducer system, so it shoots through the hole, I'm guessing. I don't know what you use to, what the putty is there.
This is basically duck seal. I made a little well and put the transducer in the inside. And every time I go out, I do have to fill water into the well, so it will be through the hull.
Oh, okay. So you got to have water in between the duck seal and the transducer in order to get it to shoot through the hole.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a pretty simple Garmin unit. What sort of Garmin unit?
This is a Garmin Striper 4 CV. It does have down scan.
And it shoots through the hole, all right?
It does shoot through the hole, but I do notice I mark much less fish on the down scan than the traditional sonar.
Oh, okay.
Or the chirp. And this is very affordable. That's the reason I got it. And it's also got built-in GPS, which is really important for me.
Yeah, when you're out there on the ocean, you gotta know how to get back.
Yeah. Yes.
So, is this the same unit we're gonna run when we rig up your new Revo 13?
Yes. Oh, actually, I'll probably get another one of these.
Same unit, though.
Same unit, because I like it. It's been reliable. It's been,
Well, you're gonna be able to get the sonar actually in the water now. That'll be a game changer for you.
Yeah. A downside about through the hull is the temperature. You don't always get the correct temperature.
Right.
Yeah. So.
You got that plastic insulating it a little bit. All right. So moving back, you got the the old Mirage drive, but it looks like you still have the turbo fins on there.
Yeah, turbo fins. I think this is the version 2.
And what do you think about the Mirage? What's your theory?
I love it. It's a pedal drive, but to be honest, I never tried a propeller drive.
Oh, okay.
So I can't really compare the two, between those two. I would love to try, you know.
Maybe on your channel you can do a comparison just for fun.
Yeah.
That'd be
maybe
cool.
native, maybe feel free.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe check out that Slayer 10 and compare it to this one. It's like 2 ultralight pedal drives. You spend a lot of time in this, and maybe go bass fishing in that Slayer 10.
Yeah. I really want to try that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right. What about your center hatch? You got anything cool in there to show me?
No, there's pretty much empty. I don't rarely use it.
Okay.
So
Your little side pockets.
Side pockets. I got a Scotty mount.
Okay.
Built in each side pocket, and all my junk goes there. My lures, whatnot.
All right.
The terminal tackles, they go in there. So.
And one thing that you have on this kayak that I noticed in a video, and was actually the reason that this video got started, was your quick release anchor system.
Yes.
So you guys, we did film the section on the quick release video, and it was awesome. Moo went into a ton of detail about how he got the information for his quick release, how he sets it up, when and where he uses it, why he uses a certain setup, how much line to let out, just tons of good information. Too much to just pack into this one video. So I'm going to say to be continued, and next week we're going to go in depth on Moo's quick release anchor system. All right, you guys, until next time, this is Dan and Moo.
Moo from Moo Moo Outdoors.
And we're wishing you happy paddling. We'll see you on the next one.